Yes, people, how are we doing? The fetish streamer is back again. Hello and welcome. Got to get my days right here. This is Saturday, Easter weekend. I might explain later as to why I got my days wrong, but ultimately, just got to remind myself it's Saturday. We're here in Manchester. I got a tip off from TKE Media. It is about a big shout going out to him, and please subscribe to his channel. That is TKE Media, on an event that was going on in Manchester today. And I thought I would merge it with an obligation I've got, which is to do a show for Cater. Now, I mistakenly mixed the days up, and I assumed, because I had a day off yesterday, being Good Friday, I assumed it was Saturday. So I also assumed that today was Sunday, and it's bloody Saturday. So I've kind of done the wrong thing, but I thought I'd turn up here anyway. Now, we seem to be at some type of kill for Bill protest. What I didn't realise, people, but on a paradigm level, this is a left-wing protest. Seems to be way Labour orientated. The talking points are particularly very liberal, and I can appreciate some of them to a degree. But before I actually put the camera on, there was talkers talking, really celebrating Extinction Rebellion on the great work they're doing. Now, they've been almost designated a terrorist organisation, hence it's people like Extinction Rebellion and Black Lives Matter, which has created the justification to kill this bleeding, have this bill implemented in the first place, which denies people protesting. These were the two main organisations that were cited for it, Black Lives Matter and Extinction Rebellion. So it's quite ironic. The other thing I heard that was quite troubling is that one of the speakers literally said, "Fuck capitalism." Fuck capitalism. Now, fair enough, I use my bit of French. There's kids here of all shapes and sizes, all colours, all creeds, all genders, whatever, yeah? But literally, F capitalism? Do you really want to do that? Is it not capitalism that got your ass here in the first place? So that, it seems a very liberal event. Now, the other thing got to point out is obviously a lot of people turning up. There does seem to be some high organisation with it. High organisation. You can see, because they've been distributing all the placards. When I first got here, there was tens and tens of placards on the floor. Now, on organic events, that never happens. You know, they're normally very homemade, very rustic, very organic, and they're very pretty as well. But you can see, it all seems to be yellow and black borders. So it spells a level of organisation here, which is another thing. Same again. Say it again. Another major factor with events, particularly at this time now, is always a heavy police presence. Now, I don't seem to see that either. So I don't know whether it's the usual certain marches seem to get organised, funded better, and allowed to do so, as in protest, redress, and certain marches are very much more organic, vilified, and gypsy grabbed. You know what I mean? So I might have it wrong there, but I've just got to go off observation, what I see. So hi, it's a bit of a long rant, but I just got to explain what I actually observe here. So I'll be filming for a bit. I'm not going to be staying here too long. Just going to film a little bit. I am almost streamed out. I will say this: I had a fantastic stream with two amazing ladies yesterday. That is Ginger Ninja and Amber's Alerts. Subscribe to their channel. Them ladies are awesome. Thank you for your courage on coming out and speaking on that stream last night. Thank you to all the people that were civil on that stream last night. It really meant a lot, and there will be a follow-up in many different ways regarding that stream. So other than that, you're all brilliant guys, even the pissing haters. And even this lot, for all the do-gooding mentality. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, here we are. Sunny Manchester. Yes.
We need to unite. Every single campaign is fantastic to see everybody here. And we need to take this campaign right into the trade unions, as I see people are starting to do it, because it is in our workplaces that we have power. As workers, you know, the bosses fear us. I think that's why they have this bill, because they're scared of us. They're scared of what we might do once that lockdown starts to ease. And we will become less afraid of the virus. Because actually, you know, it was Dame Cressida Dick who wanted this bill, because they were afraid about the brilliant Extinction Rebellion demos, about the brilliant Black Lives Matter demonstrations. We frightened them, and we have to keep on scaring them. Solidarity with every protester. It is not acceptable to say that protesters are violent. It is the police that are violent. We are fighting back. We have the right to fight back. And then, yeah, please prove that we really have to work there, so it's not my best side. But you know, the reality is, the police are here, and they're here to solve crimes and prevent crimes. They don't prevent the crime, violence against women. They're not preventing racist violence, are they? They're not doing any of those things. Actually, they're here to prop up the capitalist system. They are a normal part of capitalism. And I think, you know, capitalism is a violent system. You know, let's face it, it's a class system, a class privilege. I don't see them going up after Matt Hancock with dodgy COVID contracts. I don't see them coming for Tony Blair for his war crimes. I don't see them coming to Johnson for his murderous COVID policies and the austerity that has killed thousands of people. It's a violent system that robs us of the wealth that we create. We want to take that wealth back. And I think that, you know, this capitalist system, a violent system that has enabled the most horrific crimes against humanity, the crime of slavery, the crime of the Holocaust, the horrors of the wars in the Middle East we've seen over the last 20 years. That people try to escape from, and they have a right to try to get away from, to support refugees. And the fact is, the system
Good question, that. Good question.
struggle on the street as workers. Because I also know when I see the police behaving like this, I know that the rich and powerful will not give up their privileges without a fight. It's going to take more than a few parliament to get the system that we need, to get rid of the capitalist system that is wrecking our lives and the planet. So we need to build a massive movement that starts by killing this bill. This bill, then we want to drive the Tories out. We want to stop. We want to leave this bill to Parliament. We're going to fight it until we bring it
Hello, Casey. Can you hear me by any chance?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know if you Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just catching up. One of the admin jumped in to help, but it's kind of jaded it a bit, so it's just me and you again. It should level out.
Right. Okay. No worries. This is mad. If people are hopefully hearing the rhetoric that's coming out here. I mean, this is so anti-productive to the people that are actually here. They want a socialist system. So, if you get a socialist system, how many cameras that are filming this event today are going to be invented, built, distributed, manufactured under the socialist system? The clothes that these guys are wearing under the socialist system, do you have the freedom and do you have the range? I mean, there's an element of this would be ludicrous and it'd be funny if it wasn't so goddamn serious. And you can see that there seems to be like a university kind of vibe with this. And this is the shit that your kids are listening to. That when you probably send them away to go and study for 2-3 years, look what they're doing when they've got a weekend off and they're studying in Manchester. See what in drag to, and you can imagine that this will probably rub off into, well, you know what? I'm gonna go home, and my mummy and daddy are products of the capitalist system because look, they've got their own business, they're successful. Look, they're practically slave owners. And you can see that rhetoric starting to creep out. So you can see that element of divide between family members. And these are the family members that are probably paid under the capitalist system for the very tuition that is now teaching them that the parents are bad and the capitalist system has to burn. I mean, I can't believe some of the stark rhetoric. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Got an EU flag over there. I agree with that. Everyone has got the right to campaign. But you can't sanction violence against the police because the police are all mental. Because that's exactly what they're saying. And I've been to many marches, right? And the police have done grabbing, the police have been castigated. So the bloody should be, because there are some cases out of order. But in some cases, we have good engagement. In some cases, we do talk and have a crack as well. And they do appreciate, you know, and that's down from the liaison officer all the way to the top. In some cases, not always. Seen a lot of arrogance, a lot of police just not giving a shit, and a lot of police sitting by the legislation. But I've got to be honest, this sounds like war rhetoric. And I don't know whether it's me or whether it's just the tone that they're kind of delivering it in. And it's masqueraded under some form of prosperous system that they can bring in, which is socialism. Fucking socialism. And if anyone can name me a socialistic system that's ultimately brought prosperity to the massive population, one country, I can name you half a dozen countries that have nosed up the population under socialistic rules. We've got some sirens. Someone's pizza's burning. Oh, they're not for you. So I'm sorry, guys, I haven't got my headphones, so I can't really engage in chats and stuff. I'm just here to film a little bit. Here we go. Got Dibble. Definitely coming up the street. Oh no, it's fire engine. Don't run the sirens. You're right. And there's not one person that's not benefited off the capitalist system. But yet you're brainwashing the young kids that it needs to be. The hell?
Our schools are being run as businesses, young people are being disenfranchised with higher education, and the NHS is being privatised left, right, and centre, including to American contracts. Our public property is being sold out from underneath us, even public spaces like the one we're studying today. Private interest and corruption just this year funneled billions of public money to private contracts who fundamentally failed to deliver, resulting in the death of almost 150,000 people as it stands. This bill arrives as lockdown eats, and the government are preempting us holding them accountable. They have blood on their hands, and they know it. Too long has this useless leadership failed us. If this bill passes, that's only going to get worse. So here we are today. We will not be silenced. We will be heard. It's my privilege to speak to you today, but it's our right to protest. And as we did yesterday, one of the parts of the bill is to clamp down on noise. So I'd just like to invite everyone to make as much noise as possible and piss the police off a little bit. I'm not sure if any of you who were at the protest last week recognise us. We are two of the many people who were awfully mistreated by the police on those trucks. They came in, they swarmed in, as you rightly said, in a fucking herd. Where we were just sat there, peacefully protesting and making our mark in history. All we wanted to do was help the cause and show solidarity. Whereas they saw us as one big threat. And for what? We were fucking shot them. A conversation I had with a policeman just after being dragged down Oxford Road by him was, "We're not all bad, you know. Do you know what? If you're not all bad, then why don't you show it through your actions? Don't kick a load of children who are peacefully protesting. Do not drag someone off your bike down Oxford Road. Do not do that. Why do that? If you say, oh, we're not all bad, then show it." He said, "Why are you protesting today?" They haven't even been told. They don't even know why we're protesting. And they still decided to come at us with that much force. I told him why we were protesting, and he said that he didn't agree with the bill either. Well, I said, if you don't agree with the laws you're enforcing, then quit your job. It's not because you don't know the laws. It's because if you can stand there and be a policeman and enforce laws that you do not morally agree with, and you can go home to your children and your family at night and actually sleep at night, then you're an awful fucking person. I'm sorry.
Wow. I tell you what, I use the French, right? But she's just slinging both barrels out there. I'm sorry, I've kind of had enough, I think. I'm going for a ride. Sorry, that's more interesting. This is me signing off from this event. I don't know where TKE is. But
I really don't blame you, Phil, to be honest.
Say again.
As I really don't blame you.
Honestly, I've got better things to do with my day. I'm going to ride up the canal a little bit and I'm going to show the people how beautiful it is up the canal. Because this ain't me being biased. I mean, I don't agree with their position. Humans are humans, and we all should have some kind of solidarity over this time. But what I'm hearing here is not solidarity. You know what I mean? There is an anachronistic nature. I mean, there's fucking Antifa right there. Look, watch. I'm not going to pull him up, but we know what that flag is. We all know. And if anyone who doesn't know how my channel started through being called a Nazi when I went to a demonstration. A demonstration that was massively policed and demonized in all the wrong ways. And I was verbally attacked by people that were Corbynistas, people who supported Labour and Jeremy Corbyn at that time. You could actually scratch it further because I mentioned the reference about them being dressed in black. There were some young kids there that were just like the kids I'm seeing here now, that were all balaclavaed up, just like him there with his flag. And there was a woman there, not saying she was affiliated with Antifa, but she was stood within them. And she was the one who said two things that I will never forget. One, you're a Nazi, and two, you're a traitor to your own sort. Now, that's these people here. That's what these people are aligned with. I'm a traitor to my own sort. But yet, all I've heard is kill capitalism, even though these guys are fed and clothed through the fucking same capitalist system, you know? And I think it's just skew with. I've loved them to look into socialist systems, look into how many dictators are formed through socialist systems. And I'm not a lover of Boris, so this ain't me all of a sudden being partisan on the other side. I'm a realist. I do believe that you probably need, in a fairest system, you need an element of capitalism alongside socialism, because you need to be able to look after the vulnerable. I get it. But these guys don't want to do it on them terms. But yeah, you've got what look like decent people here that I could quite happily, if we want talking about this shit, quite happily have a proper top conversation. But when it comes to this, listen to the way they're going on. Effing and jeffing, kids all over the place. You know? And what if you disagree? I was just speaking to someone before who said they went to one of these the other week. And there was someone who demonstrated with her. So they started to get a little bit of common ground. And she basically mentioned as a white individual talking to a black individual, if something happened to you, that would worry me. I'd care about it. And then the black individual said to the white individual, well, I feel the same way, as two individuals wouldn't want anything negative to happen to you. So they're both prepared to shake hands. The black girl said to the white girl, Black Lives Matter. The white girl said to the black girl, All Lives Matter. The black girl then went to attack the white girl. And I'm thinking, it don't make any sense. Don't make any sense. What does make sense is the element of animosity that is built up within what seems to be a liberalist Marxist system. Brainwashing, that where it stems from is ultimately a bigger question, but I mean that when you go through all the processes of acknowledging that you love each other as a human individual, but one says Black Lives Matter, one says All Lives Matter, and the one who says All Lives Matter should be attacked. So I'm done. I'm done here. I'm not following these round. Got better things to do in my time. It's a pity because we're all human beings. And I do love all these characters here, but I do believe what they're doing is very detrimental to society. Never mind the EU and all this. And the kill the bill thing has only come about because of these running round with their version of violence on marches. Which, in my opinion, has been far more violent than any other march I've seen and been to. And I will say the marches that I cover, they're forever putting themselves in check. So these guys, man, they've got a lot of answer to, and they've got the cheek. But you got to love them, haven't you? So I'm off. I'm going to get up to the canal, guys. I'm going to bid you goodbye. I'm going to spend a few hours with wife because the streaming business is not doing my marriage any good. Cheers, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want us to stick with you till you get to the canal then?
Yeah, I'm going to take folks on a ride. So all my international viewers, all my new subbers, this is what I did. Get on my bike and a ride. So we're now passing through the world famous Chinatown in lovely sunny Manchester. And you will see a little bit of illegal manoeuvres with me on my bike. I can't say I play the game fair all the time.
Well, when you get, you got a different way. I was going to say, if you went through Chinatown, I'd have shown you where I used to work because I used to work up there.
Where?
Literally Chinatown.
Right, okay. Well, I'll go back up it.
Well, also, if you go to the end of the road there to the next turning and go left,
yeah,
you'll get to it there as well anyway.
All right. I've got to admit, this is more fun than filming that march already. I'm sorry, I've got to say it. Right, so here we are. Here we are.
Right, so if you just go that road and look to your left.
Look to the left, yeah.
That'll be the building.
What, this on the left here now?
Well, I mean, I can't see, I can only see in front of you. You've gone past it though.
It looks like a gambling establishment.
Oh, mate.
I'm sure it wasn't back in the day.
Have you turn your camera around where you are?
Yeah.
Keep going. Right, you see that very tall building just after the red one?
Very tall building just after. There's a lot of red buildings in front of me.
You've got 2 cars parked outside of it, so it's next to the Betfred.
Oh, right, yeah.
The top 2 floors of that building, that's where I worked.
Ah, right, okay.
And there's no lift.
Was it anything to do with Chinese food?
No, it was sales.
Sales. Did you get any freebies or what?
No, not really. It was while I was going through contacts because social were trying to push me to my limits. So I was working at Turtle Bay in Manchester, and I was working there as well.
Turtle Bay. I do know Turtle Bay. Oh, I do like a bit of Turtle Bay. But that must have been cruel, you know, because I can't say I'd want to work on a place that smells so bloody good every day. And I come in with some sweaty butties and I'm like, what? You know, everyone's walking in, going for banquets left, right and centre around me. I'm like, this is wrong, that's abuse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the world famous Chinatown. We're coming back now. That used to be an establishment that was renowned for people going and having a few laughs back in the day. We're now on Portland Street. Just waiting for this car to pass. Got to do a dodgy manoeuvre across the road. Watching someone sat in the car with a mask on. Wear that one out. So now we're on Portland Street, where the coach place is. Here we go. Sorry, Dave. Oh, right. Coming down here on my left, used to be a college known as Sheena Simon College. And I went here for a term, only a term. And it was enlightening. Minstrel Street Court there. So there's also the gay village is along here as well, which I'm sure is very enlightening when it goes dark, if you know what I mean. But I wouldn't know about that. So we're nearly there now. I tell you, this is more interesting than following that load of whatever it is. Yeah, load of tree huggers wanting to blow up capitalism in the middle of St. Peter's Square. Seriously? Right. Here we go. Oh. Yes, this is highly inappropriate. Got a 2-camera system on my bike, breaking every law in the book. I'm going to have drones after me. I'm going to have the locator. Here we go.
We'll outrun them.
Bit of madness. Bit of madness. All right, let me go up here. By the way, kids, this is how not to ride a bike. Right, we're in the tram system here. I'm going to do a cheeky one down there. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to the canal, aren't I? I'm going to show you the canal. We show it you. And this is not the Rochdale Canal. This is the Ashton Canal. I'm lucky enough that where I was brought up, glorious place, sunny Miles Platting. Yeah, who needs the Caribbean when you've got Miles Platting? In between Miles Platting, you've got two canals. Each side of it, running parallel, you could almost say. One's the Rochdale, and one is the Ashton. So, I'm going to start my journey on the Ashton and work my way home. And I'm going to spend some time with the wife. And I'm going to see a good friend of mine tonight called Mark Butler. His daughter has just had a beautiful grandson. Boom. He's buzzing. She's buzzing. I'm buzzing. So I'm going to go say hello. And I hope you're having a great week. Right, so we're nearly here now. Here we are. Nothing like riding up the canal to chill out. That's well, mate. Thank you very much.
Phil, mind giving us a shout out about the case that's going on and why my face currently isn't anywhere?
Yeah, well, you start it going, Katie.
I shall.
Say again.
I've got to be very careful of what I say because my stuff's being trolled. Right,
okay. I do apologise. Right, okay. Well, as we all know, we are. This is Katie J. Swallow, Children's Matter.news, the lady that does tremendous work for so many other YouTubers and anyone really. She can. Currently, at the moment, she's fighting a battle, a litigious battle over something very frivolous but very vindictive as well, which means that her online print has to be very muted at this moment in time. Sorry, guys. Thank you. And yeah, and it's a battle that's very unfair. And like I say, it's malicious, more designed to hurt rather than logic. And it has no basis of standing, but being that it's litigious, you've still got to fight it. So that fight means time and money, and obviously staying offline. So I know Katie has a PayPal. Is it a GoFundMe, a PayPal at the moment?
Yeah, we've also got donation box. We've also got a donation box on the website as well. So let's see if we've got the. I'll put the website up. There's also a donation box on there on the homepage.
Right. Yes. Check it out just in time. I never get to see a tram coming through. I don't know if anyone's streaming doing this, just in case he drops a bollock. Check this out. This is more interesting than kill the bill and capitalism from their side. All right, mate. Oh, God. I mean, the crap thing is, Katie, is that we agree with some of the points that they're talking about there. It's not that fundamentally disagree with him. It's just that we know that what they've caused over the past few years. And we know that they're the ones that don't want to work with anyone. They just want that regime. You know what I'm saying? And that, at least the people who I've met over the past 4 or 5 years doing this, they'll work with anyone. They'll have a conversation with anyone. It's normally them that get the shit thrown at them. And all they want to do is just say, well, let's talk. No, we don't want to talk. And it's like, nah, you can't do that. But then put it under the veil of liberalism. That's not liberalism. That's anachronistic. And that's my opinion. But yeah, young kids are buying into it. So yeah, going back to Katie, certainly do all you can to support. If you can do it financially, should be very appreciative of it. If you can't, support by subscribing. following her work, you know. So there, Katie's a diamond. Got to thank Katie and Great Brit as well for your work last night. Excellent. It was quite hot. It was a hot potato. Wow. So yeah, I'm coming through now. This is Miles Platty. This is where I was brought up, and it never looked like this when I was growing up. You didn't have geese roaming round Miles Platty when I was growing up. Telling you. Cheers, buddy. As you can see, was a very industrial area. The canals were the major veins, the major arteries through. Lots of warehouses, textile, all manner of different, all transporting along the canal systems. It's all changed now. Hey up. Looks like we ain't going any further there. So this is a bit impromptu. This wasn't planned at all, guys. Thank you if you're jumping on. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. So thank you for your time. Hope you have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. The sun's out. Man, in the garden. And barbecues going. Some music on. Start jamming. You know what I mean? Even though all them things I've just asked you, you know, the drink, you'd have to consume that. You'd have to buy it in a capitalist system. The burgers, oh shit. The capitalist system. Fucking hell. Right, what else? Right, the electricity. Oh my God. The power of electricity under the capitalist system. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to bed. Right. Oh shit.
You should be casually enjoying your stroll, not peddling like high hell.
I know. What am I doing? I'm just mad. Right. It's gone. Oh man. Man. Right. Here. In there. He won't be there now. Oh, there is still a studio. There used to be a studio in there called Primetime Studios. And when I was working in the radio stations in the early 90s, one of the DJs on there was called DJ Primetime. And he'd done many remixes for Manchester bands and whatnot, quite successful as well. He helped me because I really didn't know what I was doing. Went to his studio, and with his help, I co-produced, and he co-produced what turned out to be an EP that I'd done called an Underworld EP. And it was mad. It was a great experience. And you know the crazy thing is, Kate, sir, is that record has become somewhat of a commodity. And the reason why I say that is when I pressed it, I had 500 pressed. I didn't distribute all the 500 because it was a nightmare because I was doing it all on my own. So there was only so many copies in circulation. And a friend of mine, these were only going for a £5 a copy as well, back in the early 90s. £5 a copy in a record shop, job's a goodie. And now look, my mate texted me the other day, his DJ mate, he's in all these little groups that buy and sell going through Discogs and other little platforms. He then informs me that my EP is worth 30 to 45 quid on these forums because it's a commodity-based market because of the genre of music and the amount of pressings that were available. They are now a commodity. So because I was in what is classed as street soul and urbanized music, the pressing distribution was very low on them back in the day. So when you've got a decent vinyl copy of one of them said tunes, now, because it's a commodity, it's worth 7-8 times the price. So that's the mad shit with that. So yeah, bit of useless information. So I'm probably going to cut it here now, guys. Anyway,
that was yeah. Can I just show you the exact same process as what you've just been to in London?
You can, yeah.
Because I'm just looking at this and I'm just thinking to myself, the police were never this well behaved. Oh, he's jumped off. He should come back on, hopefully. Just looking at how well behaved the police are here compared to what we've seen at the same level of protests everywhere else. I'm hoping Phil will jump back on. There he is.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, the same protests. I mean, look at when we've had half the numbers there for kids' protests. The police have never been that laid back that they just sit there and let this amount of people. I mean, just look at the one you were at the other week.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got flags flying everywhere. We know. I'm not even going to say the name, but we know what that flag is. We've all had dealings with them. Even kids' groups have had dealings with them, and they haven't been pleasant. But police just standing back, not getting involved, not doing anything.
These come across as malicious groups, but the look, see it right there, just being blazoned. The same again if any group that has got a terroristic angle to it, they're going to get vilified. These guys are there out in the open, and no one seems to pick them up. But yet, the false flag about all this is that all people who want to protest now is in question because of these guys. And look at them. It's crazy when you think that there probably are decent people with just the wrong mindset. I'm not saying they're ultimately evil people, but they truly believe the hype that being this way and being almost like revolutionary in their tactics and then dragging in identity politics and then being it's a liberal, white, Marxist, middle class kind of agenda, then dragging into this, the plight of other ethnicities to gain an army that is malicious.
I'm going to scroll this down a little bit just so everyone can see obviously who's streaming it, because it's Tyrant Finder streaming it. I know Tyrant Finder stands our side of the fence of everything. He's like us with the neutral sort of news platform, but he's had some deals with them as well. I'm going to put the name up because obviously I don't want it's come up like we're nipping it out. He knows that we just bobbing every now and again. But when you were there, you didn't. As soon as you turned the corner, you had police throwing people to the floor. Yeah, you don't see that here.
No, there wasn't one policeman when I got there. When I got into Piccadilly, I was on the phone to you. I think you phoned me, didn't you? And there was two tactical unit bands there. Now they were in the usual spot. Normally with a march, because as you know, we've done too many of them for them to discount this now. You have police sectioned at all different areas and they'll follow quite happily in a heartbeat. So even if they got it wrong and they were parked in Piccadilly, it wouldn't take them 5 minutes to get to St. Peter's Square. So when I was on the phone to you and I was talking to and I was saying to you that it was supposed to be going on in St. Peter's Square, and I was making my way down there. You're kind of assuming that you're going to have a bit of police presence within a few minutes, surely. So when I got there was not one policeman, and I'll say that, not one. Apart from liaison officers with the blue vest, there was not one actual van. There was not one car. Now, this is Central Library in a big square. I'm not sure whether it's the biggest, the second biggest in the centre of Manchester, but apart from Piccadilly Gardens, I can't think of too many other open spaces that is notably that big. So it does strike me that they got a pass on that more. And that was overt, Katie, so you're right. You know, and I clocked that straight away.
So you know what I'm like, as soon as I see police moving in, my eyes go straight to the police and what the hell they're doing.
I mean, they were talking about brutality and whatnot.
Well, there's the thing, a lot of people there are probably there for individual reasons, like, police brutality, like, child abuse and many other different things. But it's going on and like insisting that the only way we're going to solve violence is with violence, and I don't believe that in the slightest. I believe that however these causes and everything are rectified and resolved is going to set a precedent for us all in the future. So if we have to become violent and there has to be bloodshed for us to come through a better society, it ain't going to be a better society. It's going to be a society built on bloodshed and anger and revenge. And it shouldn't.
No, I get it. And that is anarchy for you. And that is communism.
Anyone who knows me knows that I am completely against violence. I've got no time for violence or anything like that, because everyone should be respectful towards each other.
It's daft because these guys on that march there, I was hearing rhetoric that I don't normally hear. But the young kids that have not even gone out of their educational system yet, the one that was at the end there, she must be still in uni. And she's effing all over the place. And they're all sat on platforms where I did hear someone say, fuck the capitalist system. And you heard it yourself later on with another speaker saying that it needs to be burnt down, it needs to be wrecked. You're talking to kids and adults, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters there. It's all right. What happens at Christmas then, Kater? What happens when someone's birthday comes up next? Is this capitalist system going to be all right for that occasion and then the next day we want to burn it down again? What the fuck are they talking about? And I know I get the bit about the awful bit about capitalism is the winners and losers and the corruptibility of the people that do become winners in it. And it creates a shitload of losers. I'm totally on that. But at the same time, a socialistic system that only wants an oligarch, that is not good. It doesn't want ingenuity. It doesn't want free thinking. It doesn't want ideas. It doesn't want rejuvenation. Everything has to come from that oligarchical system. So that's worse than capitalism. Because then you're talking about a high group of people that control the fucking masses. At least with this system, as much as we like to complain and moan, we have got an element of control. I have got an element of, if I've got the money, I can buy what the fuck I want, as long as it's not going to harm anybody else. And I don't see what the problem is with that. But yeah, I get to see on the drip down basis that even manufacturing, there's winners and losers. There's people that will work for 2 pence an hour in some country. And I'm all up for abolishing that. There has to be a fair way of doing it.
I mean, we've all been teenagers as well. Like, this is the thing, when you're a teenager yourself, you think that, you're the smartest person in the room. If you're not the smartest person in the room, you're going to be the slyest person in the room. You have your own boundaries, you have your own ideas, your ideas are the best ones, and you'll argue through the back teeth to make sure that your point's heard. And this is the thing, everyone has them phases. Everyone goes through a teenage phase where no one can tell them what to do, and they'll do what they want, when they want, however the hell they want to do it. But we do grow out of them eventually. I mean, I wasn't stood out on the street protesting as a kid, as a teenager, because I didn't understand the world. It's only since I've been forced to see how corrupt and dark the world really is, I actually started seeing it for myself anyway.
Yeah. And that's the bitter pill we all have to swallow in it. And some people clock it, but then just close the curtains again, because the thought of taking it on board that the world is not what you thought it would be is hard to bear for some people. So for me, I've acknowledged that and then tried to get the best out of my life and then try and improve other people's just by being a better person. You know what I mean? If I'm angry about the system, there's no point in taking that anger out on everyone that I engage with, whether it be in my personal life or online or anything else. You know what I mean?
Let's in the comments can't stand most coppers, but we need them. And you know what? People have heard me say the same thing about social services. Like, if they were doing the job how they were supposed to be doing it, what they were supposed to be doing and sticking to their oath, then you know what? No one would have any issues. People who didn't want to own up to their own guilt, yeah, they'd have issues, but that's just them. But I mean, even I know we need things in place like social services, like the police, because when crimes do happen, what are we supposed to do? Just move on? Because if we don't have the police and we don't have a system that actually holds people accountable, then we're going to have no choice but well, it just live with it as if it's just a daily occurrence. So we
But
do
it makes
need that.
sense, Katie. It makes sense. These guys are revolutionary. They want anarchy. The best way to do that is to cull and implement a system where you don't have a police force anymore. So then law and order will go right out the window. And I'm like you. I've seen a lot of bad things over the past few years go to different marches with the police and some of the conduct and the corruption within it. I've covered it all, and no one could tell me I'm switching sides here. But at the same time, you have got elements of the police force that are the most helpful, and you've got to appreciate whether you like the police or not. They do have to put themselves at personal risk to do the job. Same with the ambulance service, same with the NHS. But I've got critiques on the NHS. I've got critiques on the police. I've got critiques on the social care system. At the same time, there'll be plenty of people that will be saying, well, I've had brilliant, and I've got to respect that. I mean, Brett Gill will be the first to say with the numbers with the NHS, the numbers with the COVID, there's something not quite right. It doesn't equate. So a lot of fear has been garnished by, overinflating numbers, overinflating the fear and the probability that people are going to get this, whatever it is, right? So she's acknowledged that. She's campaigned it just like the rest of us. She was the first to come on a few weeks ago because she's got a situation going on and saying the NHS were brilliant. So you can't be more even than that. You know what I mean? These guys are not even. They just want to rip the police down. Okay, you rip the police down. So then who do we call when the shit hits the fan? When someone is vulnerable and you've got a load of people pumped up on this revolutionary attitude that you've got, and there's no one there to help them. You know what I mean? And it's like, think about what you're saying, and you're telling little kids this. And I just couldn't believe that. I mean, everyone's got a right to their own politics. I just don't get how a family living in a capitalist system know that they have Christmas, they have to buy all manner of things in order. I mean, the average kid, to fund the average kid, they say it's like something like a £300,000, £400,000, £500,000, possibly more than that by the time it gets to an age. So you need capitalism in order to make sure your kid has an adequate fucking upbringing. Did he want to transfer that to, okay, let me now live under a total socialistic system and have 4 kids, and let me see what my life's going to be like. Let me see what my probability of getting a job's going to be like. Let me see what the probability of feeding my bleeding kids and them having a decent birthday, decent Christmas.
I get you. This is TKE's, by the way, in Manchester.
Right.
I'm going to keep flicking back and forth between the two because there's always a big difference between Manchester and London every single time. So, I mean, this is Manchester, and then obviously you've got the London one. I'll put the Manchester on for a minute. Do you want me to put sound on? Or?
No, not really. I kind of hate it. I know where we're going.
And I was going to say that it's not really, there's not really much point in sound in it, to be fair.
I know it's just not, it's not pro-people. It's trying to get people up to create some kind of civil war on the basis of race and on the basis of class. That's what I get from that. And I don't know, I only got there, I was only there an hour. But what I heard is basically, and I'm all up for empowering people and having a march, but we've got to have a shared truth on being decent for one and all, on the ethnicity, religion, and on politics. But bloody hell. I just don't get socialism and when people are proclaiming it like that.
I think Tyrant might have had enough as well by the looks of it, unless he's going somewhere else. I don't know. So it looks like he's had enough because he looks like he's walking away from it.
Yeah. There's only so much you can listen. And, they might actually say that when it's that I go to. But I don't see it. I don't see the level of animosity in the rhetoric of people that, when I go to march, and they're victimized like anything else. And I don't see it. I don't see the anger within the people. I see people loving the life and loving the elements of capitalism within the system, but realizing that this, you know what I mean? There is that. We have an elite system, and we know that they're the ones with the keys to it, but that doesn't ultimately mean that capitalism per se is horrible, because it gives millions of people so many opportunities. And they're talking about how many people have been killed and enslaved through capitalism, which I can't deny there will be. But let's look at socialism. Let's look at communism. Are we going to look at the death count on that as well? The different leaders that have been in different countries, whether the Soviet countries or even African countries that have gone through socialistic, even the more South American countries, are we going to do a tally on them?
There's going to be death count in every situation, in every scenario, through every point in history. Though that's just a given. There's always going to be a death count.
And there's always going to be poverty. There's always going to be people who have jobs. Unfortunately, we have got homeless, and there is a system that is fundamentally got problems. But I tell you what, every socialistic country I see them socialistic problems being far more exacerbated. I see a level of lifestyle that is depreciated in pretty much every socialist country that I've seen on video pictures. So I look here, and even though I complain, there's still an element of you can be who you want to be. It's up to you. It's about self-empowerment of the individual, not wanting to rip down the very system.
Exactly.
It's fuck me. It's like me and you now under this system. We can open a business, Cater. We could start an online thing going. We could charge money for this, do it, quite all right. Set up an organization to help other people, create something so people can have jobs. A socialistic system ain't going to promote that.
No.
It ain't going to be as easy to do that. So
it's going to kill self-employed businesses as well, because at the end of the day, a lot of people, you've got bad corrupt people at the top of things, but you've also got families who have put like a lot of time and a lot of hard work into building up something that they want to even a lot of times even help other people. You know what I mean?
And that's freedom, innit? It is an element of freedom, even though we don't like the way things are going. I mean, the funny thing is, these guys are protesting for socialism. We're slipping into it anyway. And that's the thing. We're already going into it in so many different ways. The ingenuity is going. The bright spark idea from the small guy is so hard for him or her to bust out and become a conglomerate. It's still possible, but we have intellectual property that gets stolen. We have patents that are stolen. They're bought up, so they're never brought out because it's seen as a disruptive technology. So there's elements of socialism where it is suppressing anyway that is within the capitalistic system. So get the frig on that.
I just want to pull up a comment. Just because that's actually Children Matter demo that's put together. Children Matter are actually hosting that one on the 29th of the 5th in Piccadilly.
All right.
Children Matter was asked to host that one in Manchester, so we'll see how different it goes.
Yeah, it's a week after my birthday, so I'll be definitely on that. We'll see. But fundamentally, protesting, Bill, it shouldn't have come in. We knew. I feel it's an incremental step anyway. And the irony is, these guys on a paradigm level are more Labour and left wing. And I'll say it again and probably end it with how I started. It's the Labour and the left wing affiliated groups that have been able to bring that bill in the fucking first place. And it's been in notable press releases that even what they deem as far right and right wing marches, in the press that I've seen in terms of the justification to bring in the bill, not one of them mentioned right wing. Most all of them mentioned Extinction Rebellion and Black Lives Matter. And that is the twilight within the twilight. It's crazy. But you know what, Katie, I'm going to get going. I'm going to make my way back to home. I hope people are not disappointed that I didn't stay there, but I didn't realise it was going to be like that. I probably wouldn't have gone had I known that. There's a wicked video that I want to try and start getting together, so I would have sat at home, chilled with the family and done that, so I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to see my mate later. So I'm going to bid
see
everyone...
You tomorrow?
You know what, Katie, is there any chance you could squeeze someone else in?
There is. I will ask around and I'll get it started if you don't hear.
Honestly, Katie, I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm not. You know what happened?
I know.
I know. Let me explain what happened to the people. Right? It's been a mad week. Listening and trying to gauge, and we had a massive stream, a few videos, and top engagements with brilliant YouTubers. So it's been very consuming to the mind. Bank holiday Friday comes, Good Friday, I'm off. Everyone's off, unless you're unfortunate that you have to work. Dickhead here, right? Me, because I'm off. You know, a lot of people will do this. I assumed it was Saturday because I assumed it was a weekend. So that meant the following day, which is actually Saturday, I assumed it was Sunday. So TKE Media got in touch with me after the stream last night. Said, great stream, mate. Are you coming to a protest tomorrow? So I thought to myself, oh, shizzle, I can't because I'm supposed to be doing Katie's stream, which is always on a Sunday. So that was the jib. That's where I made the actual gross mistake. So I set this stream up, got in touch with Katie. I'm like, Katie, yeah, just do me a favor, set this stream up. I'm going to do it on the fly. And then Katie just said, well, what day do you think it is, basically? And I'm like, huh? So I'm in the middle of Piccadilly. And then I realised it's not actually Sunday, it's Saturday. So in a way, I've gained 24 hours, but in a bad way. If I do another stream tomorrow, Katie, honestly, my wife.
This is why I asked if we were going to see you tomorrow or not. So I don't mind sorting it out.
Brilliant. If you could. I'll definitely do it next week, and I'll make sure that I've got my days in check and I know what bloody day it is and what time it is. And if the weather's good, I might ask you to do the same thing. Just set me up, and then I'll just go and set my bike on a ride, and I'll do the Coco, but out in a mad area. It won't be anywhere suburban. It'll be out in the woods somewhere or something. You know what I mean? Frolicking around.
No problem.
I know. Apologies. So whoever, put it on my channel as well, Katie.
This one's gone on your channel too.
Okay. No, I'm on about tomorrow's. Whoever does tomorrow's show, make sure you put them on my channel as well.
I will do.
Excellent. Thanks for all your help anyway, Katie. You're the star. And anyone, if you can support childrensmatter.news, the shizzle, subscribe to the channel, help donate if you can donate. If you can't, just support. Just give it a yo, you know. And certainly when it comes to the online abuse, I'd love to have a stream with you on this as well.
Of course.
Excellente. So I'd like to give a big thank you to anyone who's jumped on now. Hope you're not disappointed. Hope you've enjoyed the little urban ride back. Have a great weekend. The sun is out. It's brilliant. What a sing. But you don't need me to sing. You don't want me singing. Seriously.
Yeah, Great Brit's watching, so it'll get recorded, so don't worry about that.
Oh, no. I know. He's a brute like that in there, so no. There's going to be no rendition of Old MacDonald on a farm on today, let me tell you. So thanks to Great Brit, thanks to Katie, thanks to all the viewers watching. Take care, and we'll speak soon. Definitely be in touch very soon.
See you soon, guys. Bye.
See you later.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
even the pissing haters.